it means that you've had a very beautiful career. At a time, we're doing very well, even as an industry, from all that you've narrated.
Yes, yes.
People had jobs to do and all of that. What did we do wrong that all of a sudden Nigerian took over and the once revered industry that we had to get to where it is right now?
Interestingly, Nigerians were actually coming here. There were Nigerian students in NAFTI. In fact, there was one Nigerian student who was called Shehu something. He's currently, I don't know whether he's still working there though, the director of television for one of their states. I've forgotten which state. You know, and a lot of them were actually coming to train at NAFTI, and some of them were coming here. You know, Eddie Uboma, he used to be one of the earliest Nigerian film producers. He will produce his film with some of the actors from here. Evans Hunter, George Wilson. And then he will even come and do the looping of sound here at Ghana Films. You loop sound on it, you know, in the editing, when they are cutting, they loop the sound, and then you come and do it here and all of that. But in the mid-80s, when William Ekufu released The Cult of Alata, it was very badly shot. You know, that time they were using VHS, which was quite grainy. You know, you project it on screen, you are virtually not even seeing anything. The image is good, you know. But the Nigerian had come here to show some, you know, funny film on snake. That's where Diabolo picked his snake. Oh. Called Baba Salah. Baba Salah, you know, shot something on video, of course, on VHS, and came to show it here. And even though the story was interesting, it was so bad, you know, people just, you know, left as the film was, you know, ongoing. So William Ekufu took a cue. He was a projectionist at Ghana Films. He took a cue and he also decided to, you know, venture into filmmaking. So he also got somebody to buy him VHS, and he shot The Cult of Alata. But The Cult of Alata, like I was saying, the VHS camera is not that, what do you call it, sharp enough. The images were not whatever enough. So, yes, you know, the first private individual who had been able to use video to make film. That time, video film was, I mean, nowhere. I mean, there was nothing like video film. What was video film was people capturing weddings, outdoorings, funerals, and things like that. And that one, because, you know, they had to move around and capture, it was close range and things like that, because a VHS camera, if you zoom far, you know, the images fall apart, kind of. So we, because I was working with Ghana Films, they decided that they will also, you know, shoot, you know, some of their films with me, Accent Tete, and a few other guys. We shot I Am, you know, it's in black and white. You know, Ghana Films could actually, you know, shoot and process celluloid film from start to finish, but black and white. Then we needed to, what do you call it, build a color processing laboratory. Those days, if you want to cut a color film, you know, you need to have a laboratory to process the color. Otherwise, it will be black and white. So later, government was talking about building a color processing laboratory. They contacted Sean Graham. I don't know whether he's still alive. The man who actually started the Gold Coast Film Unit in 1948. He was a Canadian. So that time, I think Mr. Totobi Kwache was the Minister for Information. And, you know, Ghana Films was actually under the Ministry of Information. So I think they sent him to go and do research about it and how much it would cost, and came back to say, I think it was between $8 to $11 million at that time to be able to build a color processing laboratory. But Nigeria had taken a giant step ahead of us and built one at Jos. Okay. The Plateau, yeah. But because they were not that very well, you know, versed in the industry, they were still coming here. Because we had established NAFTI 1978.
And it was doing well.
It was doing well. And students were coming from Namibia, from South Africa, from Nigeria, from Sierra Leone, you know, all, most English-speaking countries, we had, this was a regional film institute, so to speak. There was another one in Kenya, and it was because Hollywood was actually shooting a lot of their movies in Kenya because of the safari, So a lot of others were coming here because they thought, Ghana was ahead of.
So we had almost everything in terms of, but the problem was the quality that we could put out there.
No,
those people had already
even
done.
the quality was okay. It was the video that the quality was.
So the technical aspect of
exactly.
it, that's where the problem was.
Exactly. So Ghana films, after shooting I Am, which was black and white, they decided to shoot Dede.
Yeah.
And Dede, Alex Bannerman, I've been talking about VHS. That his relative in UK had now sent him Super VHS. And Super VHS, the resolution is better, is nicer than VHS. So we're going to shoot Dede, also in black and white. In fact, we shot the whole film Dede in black and white. But Alex brought the camera on set. And the director of the film, Tom Rabero, may he rest in peace. I don't even know whether he's been buried. He died last 2 weeks in US. He was directing. So he would direct the film as he wanted, for the, what do you call it? The celluloid, black and white. Then Alex went and pleaded with him that, he wants to try the VHS, the Super VHS camera that he's got. He's spoken, because we were friends and we knew ourselves before, he's spoken to me and I have agreed. So if you would agree, he begs, he wants to. Every scene that we shoot, as you're shooting the celluloid, because it was Metal. It was Mr. Metal who was on camera, and Sefa was his assistant cameraman. And Alex was a camera assistant also. So he will now use the Super VHS camera to capture it. Eventually, when the film ended, they edited the video version. That's what came out. The black and white never saw light of day.
Wow.
Yes. And that one was a better video film over Cult of Alata that William Ekufu had made. So people now started becoming interested. So if we get VHS cameras, we can make video films. And because video film is electromagnetic, you don't process it.
Yeah.
You just shoot it and edit it and it's gone. So a lot of businessmen saw the opportunity there and they told their relatives and friends out there, some even traveled out there to go and buy VHS cameras. And that's how the video revolution started in Ghana. Nowhere in Africa had video films been made. So it started in Ghana in the mid-80s. And then as, it moved forward, a lot more people started getting interested. And then Nigerians started also doing some because they were coming here to learn from here and, and they were training at NAFTI and all that. At NAFTI, they were training them in celluloid film production. But because video was the new technology, the Germans had seen ahead of time and had started training them also in video film production. So the system now started, films started popping out, video films started popping out. And then people started coming out with new films and, some Graceland movies, Kofi Usu, they went and bought, I've forgotten the type of camera, they went and bought a camera that only Zambia Broadcasting Corporation had that camera. They went and bought that camera. And those days they were talking about 850 resolution and things like that. They're very powerful. That's what we used to shoot Sikasunsu.
Okay. Yeah, gotcha.
So, films started coming in Double Cross, Dontoh, this, that, a whole lot. So now it became a big something. But along the line, Kukrantumi had been released in 1983. They had shot Cobra Verde, 1985. They had shot what other film? Some other film, I've forgotten. And then the Kwasan had shot already. Love Brood had made waves, but that was celluloid. Because Love Brood was shot 79, 80. Then he shot what we just watched. We shot Heritage Africa, 88. And then when we shot Heritage Africa, at that time, the industry had picked, seriously. And people were coming from all over Africa to come and watch what Ghana, has started doing that is catching on. And you go to Ghana films to watch from long queue, all the way to the street, to the former French embassy.
So we have really had our time.
Exactly. Then, so Rollins even invited the cast, 89, when he was celebrating 10 years of the revolution, that is the 89 and the 79 revolution. He invited all the cast to the Castle Gardens. We previewed the film with him, and then he feted us in the Castle Gardens, and we had a chat and all of that. Then, after a while, even though I even played him in a production, in the same production, the events of the revolution that I played him, I don't know, for some reason, his mind changed, or someone changed his mind. They started plotting to sell Ghana films. And Ghana films, that was all the industry that we had. And it was actually more or less a well-developed film, because the studio, Ghana Film Studio, is actually currently still the best documentary film studio in Africa.
Yeah.
And they had a what do you call it, sound looping studio. They had sound recording studio.
Professionally, everything was there.
Everything professional, because...
And they sold it out?
Wait. They wanted to. So it pushed the Ghana film workers. They started now churning out movies. So after IMNO, we had the Schemers, we had Jennifer, we had, a couple of films followed. But as time went on and video took over, I think someone convinced him, because the government didn't want to spend that 8 to 11 million to build a color processing laboratory. They were more interested in video. So they went and convinced the government that we should sell Ghana films. But initially, because that was when this craze about divestiture, selling government-owned companies, had come. So initially they didn't sell, but they managed to get the Malaysians who were interested in leasing, so to speak, the whole entire film industry, use it to make films, and also run theater. I say theater, television, and then operate it for 15 years and hand it over
back to
Ghana government.
That's why we had what it is right now.
But they themselves were not interested in film. They were interested in television. So they came and formed Ghana, Malaysia, film industry, whatever, But eventually they started, a war of attrition. They cut off until they killed the film department. And then TV3 took over.